Hey guys, Cameron here. My God, I just started. Hey guys, Cameron here. Just doing a little bit of camping for the Labor Day long weekend. Thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on the truck. I have technically owned it for just over a year now, although it did take a couple of months for it to arrive from Japan. But let's just go through some of the things that I've done to it, future plans, what it's like owning this truck. Yeah, let's get into it. So when I first got it, it was completely stock. I think everything was original, although the timing belt had been redone at some point. So when I got it and it first arrived, I had a shop take a look at it. They did some preventative maintenance, so new timing belt, new radiator, all the fluids and accessory belts were changed. Well, obviously fresh oil as well. Later on, I did the diff fluid. Got that changed because it was pretty dirty when I took a look at it. Also did all the brakes, got that all fresh, calipers, rotors, pads and everything, and refreshed the drums. After driving it for about a month, the rear end was pretty saggy. The springs were pretty much starting to go. So new suspension all around. Went with the Dobinson's 2-inch kit. So that's 4 new shocks all around, new torsion bars, and the springs in the rear. So that kind of brought the truck back up to baseline. Everything was good. A few months later, I was to put this ARB bumper on. The stock bumper, there was nothing really wrong with it. It was a little bit rusty, but this truck does not have any airbags or anything like that. So if we were to get into an accident or hit something, that bumper would crumble, front end would be completely destroyed, and we would probably be not okay after that. So went with the ARB bumper. I want to protect this engine, the radiator and everything. We do a lot of driving in the mountains and there's a lot of wildlife, so wanted to be as careful as we can there. It can accept a winch. Might do that in the future. Don't really need it right now, but that is something we might consider if we start doing some more remote trips. If you haven't seen it, I also did some shelves in the, the drawer system in the back of the truck. It can be used as a sleeping platform. Obviously you can see we've got our tent on top, so we don't use it for that, but it's great for storage. Put a link to that video right here. The truck also didn't have a roof rack on it, so obviously to get the tent on, I did have to put a roof rack on, so that was pretty scary, to be honest. I drilled 13 holes in the top. It was supposed to be just 6 per side, and the first hole that I drilled was right above one of the cross members in the roof, so couldn't put a plus nut in there. I used plus nuts instead of rib nuts. A lot of people use rib nuts. And with the plus nuts, they're a little bit, I've heard they're a little bit sturdier. So yeah, I didn't film that because I was kind of on a deadline to get that done. I'll show you guys kind of what the roof rack looks like later in this video. We'll do a kind of walk around. Owning it, it's been great. It's taken us quite a few little adventures. We went skiing a bunch of times in the winter, drove through some pretty treacherous storms. The 4-wheel drive has been great. One thing to mention, I also did put brand new tires on here when I first got it. So these are the Falcon Wild Peak AT4Ws. They've been great. Just the stock size, 31 by 10.5 inch and R15, because they're 15-inch rims. But yeah, it's been great. No issues getting us everywhere. One thing that has been a bit of an issue in the warmer months is going up like steep hills for a long time. It does kind of start to overheat. So I did change out the viscous fan hub. Video for that right here. Upgraded to a 10-blade fan because it's only had a 7-blade fan on it. That helped a little bit. It's still, if you really push it on a hot day, does overheat a little bit. So I've got a new water pump and thermostat that opens at a slightly lower temperature. So I'll be doing a video on that. Actually later this weekend, I'm hoping to start that. So video coming soon on how to do that. Yeah, but other than that, truck's been really good. I don't daily it, and we both work from home, so it really only makes its way out to the mountains on the weekends. If I were to drive it around town and like had to commute with this, probably don't know if I would enjoy that too much. It does drive like a 30-year-old truck. Everything rattles, it's loud, but it's solid. It gets you, it always gets you there. So we'll do a bit of a walk around here, and I'll show you guys kind of the condition of the truck. ARB bumper in the front. Personally think these are the best looking bumpers for this particular generation of Hilux Surf or 4Runner. Obviously they're a little expensive. I did find it on sale, so I got it for pretty significant discount with free shipping and everything. So that was kind of the main reason I went with this. You can see it fits perfectly. I did have to cut it a little bit because of my upgraded radiator, but I kind of go over that in the video that I did for the install. But yeah, perfect gap right here. So it's looking good. Here's the Falcon Wild Peaks. They've been great, no issues so far. Really good in the snow and rain. Ended up trying to get to the ski hill, and there was a blizzard, and drove through like a foot of snow on the highway, so that was fun. But yeah, these handled it no problem at all. Still have the stock bumper here, but I'm thinking of replacing that at some point. It does have a few little spots of rust here. So yeah, I'll probably go with some sort of high clearance bumper in the rear. Yeah, so we're just camping right now, but you can see got the drawer system here. That's been working really great. I got all my tools and all our camping stuff in there, so that's been awesome to just keep everything in the truck, keep everything nice and organized. You haven't seen this in any previous videos, but here's the kind of extension platform. This is our first time trying that out while camping, so that's been nice to have this extra storage underneath. So we're able to keep like our traction boards and stuff there. So yeah, keeping things nice and organized. No real updates on the interior. It's same as it was. Yeah, surprisingly comfortable. We've done some longer trips, you know, driving 4 or 5 hours, and no real issues with that. The seats are still in pretty good shape. Here's the roof rack that I mentioned. So this is actually built out of, this here is a piece of Unistrut or Super Strut. They have different names depending on what country you're in. But all this was a 10-foot piece. I cut it in half, so it's 5 feet per side. I did 6 plus nuts to secure it. So 2 in the front, 1 there, and then 2 in the back here. It's been holding really strong. You can shake the whole truck, and that's not going anywhere. The crossbars, these actually came with the tent from Go Overland Canada. They're actually designed to go on top of our tent, but there's no way that would clear our garage, so just use them as the crossbars for the roof rack, and that's been working really well. I think they're just like aluminum extrusion. So I just basically drilled a hole through there and then bolted them into the Unistrut, or sorry, Super Strut, I think is what it's called here in Canada. We also have the awning. We're in a nice shady spot, so we're not using it, but you guys have seen that in other videos. I think we kind of go through it in our Jasper video. It's just from Princess Auto. Pretty cheap, but it's been working great. So some future plans for the truck. Like I said, I've been trying to sort out this overheating issue. It's not too bad, but if you're going up like a a steep grade for like a prolonged period of time, I can see the temperature gauge kind of just start to just creep up just a little bit, and that's concerning to me because this has the 1KZ TE engine, and if you know anything or if you read anything about that engine, they are prone to cracking the head if you get your EGTs or exhaust gas temperatures too high. So we're going to do everything we can to prevent that. It's not showing any signs of a cracked head or blown head gasket or anything. You know, I did a compression test, it's all good. Exhaust test in the radiator, no signs of exhaust in there. We're not losing any coolant or oil or anything. These engines are indirect injection, so they do have a pre-combustion chamber, and that heats up pretty well. So that's kind of where they're prone to cracking. So you just got to be gentle when you're taking it uphill. You can't drive it like a modern day car. You got to kind of ease off the gas, shift down a gear. This is automatic, so I just turned off the overdrive, and that's been pretty good for the most part. It's been a while since we've had to actually pull over and let it cool down. It hasn't gotten to that point. But yeah, like I said, I have a brand new OEM water pump that I'm going to put in later this weekend. Also have a brand new thermostat that opens at a lower temperature. I believe the thermostat on here is 82 degrees. The 1KZ, they do have a couple variations of the thermostat you can use. So I think the lowest is a 71 or 72 degrees Celsius. I got the 76. So hopefully opening it just a little bit earlier helps that coolant cycle through and keep things nice and cool. I am also gonna check the radiator. I'll probably try and flush that out, make sure that's all good. Like I said, it's brand new. Well, it was re-cored, so they put same tanks, but they put a new core in. So I think it's a triple core on this one. The shop I went to that did that, they've done that lots of times on these and never had any issues. So I think the radiator's okay. If the water pump doesn't seem to be helping anything, maybe we'll revisit the radiator and make sure that's all good. But yeah, so once we get that sorted out, I think we should be good to do some longer trips. So this summer we kind of just wanted to do just some camping, nothing too crazy, mostly just like paid campsites. The national parks were at a bit of a discount this year thanks to Mark Carney. So that's been nice. We were planning to do a lot more like public land camping, which is where we are right now. We're on some public land out here in Alberta. But this is actually our first time coming out with the truck because the national park campsites have been actually pretty reasonable this year. But yeah, we do want to do some trips out to BC. Specifically, we want to go out all the way out to the island. I have some family out there, so we'll go visit them. You know, I've always wanted to go to the island. It just looks beautiful. So yeah, this truck's going to take us there. Do kind of like a maybe 2-week trip or something. So yeah, we've just been trying to dial in our camping setup. I think we're pretty good for the most part. We will eventually need like a fridge and battery setup. So I don't want to be dealing with ice and a bunch of different coolers and everything. I want to minimize the space that we're using. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's been a great truck. Really enjoyed driving it. It is stressful if you're driving like downtown at rush hour. A couple times I've had to do that. Try to avoid that as much as I can. And we use we have a Volkswagen Tiguan for our daily driver. But yeah, I think once we fix that overheating issue, this truck should be good for many, many years. Got lots of stuff planned for it, lots of skiing, camping trips. Eventually we want to make our way out to the east coast of Canada too, so this might be the rig that gets us there. But yeah, this is it. This is our 1994 Toyota Hilux Surf with the 1KZ TE 3-liter turbo diesel engine. It's it's been great so far. Really enjoying it. Happy I made the purchase. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about this, you're thinking of maybe importing a vehicle from Japan, one that has one of the diesel engines that weren't available here or anything like that, you know, drop a comment below. I'll do my best to answer everything. At some point, I will make a video on the importing process and what that was all like. I know I did say that when I dropped the first video doing an overview of this truck however many months ago. I just haven't gotten around to it. Pretty straightforward process. But yeah, if you want to know more about that, drop a comment below. I'll try and get that video made for you guys. If I can just answer questions in the comments too. So yeah, this is it. Still trying to think of a name for it. Sometimes I call her Susie the Surf. Another one is Luxie. If you guys have any suggestions for a name, let us know. But yeah, this is it. This is our 1994 Toyota Hilux Surf. Thanks for watching.